a real turning point for me in many ways, and this next section of this winding tale is all about what happened next. I thought I'd listen, have yet to see part one for the first part of my creative journey. Please do go and find it on my channel, and while you're there, subscribe and like and all the other things. See you soon.
Oh. What are you doing, Badger? What are you doing? Honestly, he's crackers, isn't he? Absolutely crackers. He does that a couple of times a day. Bloody wonkers. He does it just before bed as well, when we're getting ready for bed. Daft. What was I saying? What have I been doing this week? So this week, yeah, I've been mainly doing commission work, and then I've been doing this folder. So my folder is basically for me to make my spicy brain have some kind of clarity, because I am easily distracted and I easily go off on a tangent, and I easily get fixated about something when I'm meant to be doing something else. And it's quite surprising that I have been self-employed for 18 to 20 years. 18, I don't know, something like that. And I've managed to run businesses. Yeah, it surprises me quite a lot. And last week, I don't think I told you this, last week I went to a fair. It's a careers fair at the Winter Gardens, and it was full of children. There was 350 children came. And there was me and lots of other creatives there, and we were telling the children about what we do and basically inspiring them that you can have a creative career and make a living out of it. And it was brilliant. The little ones, there was too many for me. There was lots, and it was so noisy. It was like really noisy. But the older ones, I loved talking to the older ones. It was amazing. Yeah, and it was just so nice to connect with young people in that way and let them know that it's actually possible that you can have a career doing creative stuff. And some of the questions that I got asked really made me think about the way that I run my business and the way that I run my life. If you can hear the dog crying, there's nothing wrong with him. It's because I'm recording this at tea time, and Tom is due to come home very soon, and when Tom comes home we take him out. So this is what he does. He sits there whinging until Tom comes through the door. So he's totally fine. Yeah, it was so nice talking to all these young people about making it, and the questions were just brilliant. Really, really brilliant. And I was saying to them, this is really paraphrasing now, but I was saying to them that you can do what you want, basically. In whatever you are passionate about and what you love, you can build your work around that. Because, yeah, I think that's really important to do. And in the beginning, when you first start out, you don't actually think that's possible. And then as you carry on, you realise that it is actually possible. I had to stop then to give him some love and to settle him down. Yes, so it is actually possible. And one girl asked me a question about how do you manage your time and how do you manage your energy as well, which is really important to talk about and to discuss. Because when I went to that event, the next day I didn't do anything. I just laid on the couch. I think I read a bit and watched movies and worked on my iPad. So I was still working because I was still doing social media and I was still designing on my iPad, but I wasn't doing any physical work because my energy was depleted from people in that much. So the way I manage it is, if I've got something like that, for example, then the next day I don't actually book anything in. I wouldn't do any one-to-one client work or anything like that. I wouldn't book anything in. I don't even go out. I don't like, even if it's something nice like meeting a friend for a coffee, I wouldn't book that in. I just make sure I manage my energy in that way. So what's really helped is making this folder. And basically, it's a folder for me to follow or not follow, depending on how I feel. And it's just a way for me to get all my stuff that's in my head all the time out. And that feels better. It clears it a bit. So I'm going to show you, because this might be really useful for you too. So on the first page, I have got chores. And these are chores that really could do with doing, each week. So things like hoovering up, because we have a dog, it gets very hairy on the floor, so it needs hoovering up. Things like washing your clothes, stuff like that, the bigger things really. And I have them on each day. I don't know if you can see that, on each day. And then what I do is I look on that day, and if I don't feel that I've got enough energy to do that day, I swap it for a different thing. So, for example, if it was a hoovering day and I thought, oh God, no, I'm really tired, I could swap that for a plant care day, that kind of thing, And then I have my daily devotionals, which I say every day, which is really nice. And I think I've said them out before on here. And then I have little dividers with the days of the week, and each day has one of my printed sheets on it. So these are available on my Etsy and on my website. And basically, if you've watched any of my TikToks or my shorts, my YouTube shorts, you will have seen me talking about the days of the week and describing which day is for what thing. And this is all about the spiritual side of it and magic and stuff like that. That's for that. And then on a Sunday night, I sit down with my folder and I go through the whole week. And depending on what the day is, depends on what I do as well. So on Monday, it's a day for imagination and for thinking, and it's not for fast work, it's not for communication and stuff like that. So I plan that on my days. So then I write this full list. Now, I chinned myself. Now that might look a lot, but I write everything on there. So I write things like my gratitude, meditation, going on the Shakti mat, all the stuff, and work stuff as well. And what I'm going to eat for my tea on there as well. And then I look at it on a Monday, and if I think I don't want to do that today, I don't do it. It's not a to-do list. It's a maybe list. So it just helps me get it out. And then what I'll do is, if I don't do something on there, I'll swap it over next week to the Monday again. And then if I don't do something on it again, I think, well, am I ever going to do it? No. So I just take it off. So it's a folder just to help clear what's in my head out into the thing. And you can keep adding to it. That's what I really like. And it's not a cross it off and then pat yourself on the back that you've done it really well. It's not about that at all. It's just a folder to get stuff out. So also in my folder, so I've got all the days of the week. And then, all the days of the week like this. It's really hard to do this upside down. And then on Sunday, I've just got my sheet on Sunday, but I've got nothing. I don't write anything in on a Sunday because that's just my day of rest and doing things that I like. Then I've got a meal section. So I plan out what meals we're going to have according to what we've got in the cupboard and the fridge. And again, on a particular day, if I don't want to eat that on that day, I swap it for a different day. But I do bulk cooking on a Sunday, as you know. So the first few days I normally eat what I've bulk cooked. And if I get a bit bored of it, I just put it in the freezer for later on in the week. And then I put recipes. So recipes that I've tried that I really like are in there. There's more room for more recipes. And then shopping. So if we run out of anything, I write it in here. And then when I'm going to go out, like when I'm going to go post orders, I'll look at my shopping list to see if there's anything that we need. Then I've got a section for accounts with my colouring sheet for abundance. These also come with the days of the week sheets that are on my Etsy website. But I've not actually filled anything in. So I haven't done that yet. And then the most important bit is at the back, I've got a things to explore section. So that means that when something pops in your head, if you see something on Pinterest or on a program or you see a book or anything like that, instead of hyperfixating at that particular time when you're meant to be doing something else, I write it in there. And then when I've got time, like on a Sunday or a different day when I'm just like, I've done all my work for that day, I can go back to my list and I can see if there's anything on there that I want to look at. And it's just a way to get it out of my head and into the folder. So that's what I've been doing. Hello, I'm out on a walk with Tom and look at this tree. So this tree has not only got, oh, my hair's stuck in the tree. It's not only got moss on, but it's also got lichen on it as well. It's absolutely covered. Look, all the bark and everything. It's brilliant. It's all like mixed together. Look. So it's got like two of my favourite things on it.